Assalamu alaikum students. Now we are going to start lesson 6 of English grammar class 5. Open your books at page 22. The lesson is about phrases and clauses. Now I'm going to read the text first. Phrase. It is group of words that has no verb. It doesn't make complete sense of its own. A clause is also group of words, but it functions like a noun, adverb, or an adjective. The only difference between a phrase and clause is that whereas a phrase has no verb, a clause has a verb in it and also has a subject. On its own, it makes some sense but not complete sense. Well, a phrase is actually a group of words that has no verb, but it acts like a noun, adverb, or adjective. A clause is also a group of verb which functions like a noun, adverb, or adjective. And the difference between a phrase and clause is that a phrase has no verb, but clause has verb and also has subject, but it doesn't have complete sense. Come to the example here. You can read that I walked the whole day till I was exhausted. The red part, it is clause, but it is called the main clause. But I'm going to read the text first, then it will be more clear to you. The sentence has two subjects, I, and two verbs like walked and was exhausted. In this example, we have two subjects, I, and in the second clause we have I. It is subject, and walked and exhausted, these are two verbs. So there are two clauses in the sentence. I walked the whole day until I was exhausted. The words till I was exhausted do not make complete sense, even though they have subject and a verb. The first part of the sentence became the main clause and the second part becomes the second clause. The main clause need not always be at the beginning of the sentence. It can come anywhere in the sentence. So we can say that in this example, I walked the whole day till I was exhausted. This part, it is main clause. Main clause is a clause which conveys us complete sense. And this part, till I was exhausted, although it has subject and verb, but it doesn't convey us complete sense. So it is second clause, or we call it subordinate clause. And main clause, it is not necessary that it must come into the beginning. It may come also in the middle or also at the end. Or sometimes the sentence has more than one main clause. Now come to the practice. Underline the main clause in the following sentences. First one, after finishing the work, he went off to sleep. In this sentence, we have got two clauses. After finishing his work, it doesn't convey us full meaning, so it is second clause. He went off to sleep. It gives us complete sense, so it is main clause. She was fined by the traffic police, so it is main clause. And again the second part, she had parked the car on the main road. It is also main clause because it also conveys us full meaning. In third one, if you want to run a good business, you must be honest and hardworking. This part is main clause. Heavy losses were reported from all cities. This portion conveys us a sense, so it is main clause. After the earthquake struck, this is second clause. We had to throw away the apples because they were rotting. They were rotting, it is main clause. Tigers become man-eaters. It is main clause. When they are deprived of their natural food or shelter, it is subordinate or second clause. Come to the practice. You have to insert second clause into the sentence. I have filled it up for you. You can also insert the clause of your own choice, but it should be correct. And you have to write it in your books. First one, molten lava flew down the sides of the hill after the explosion. Second one, from my house, I could see the shores quite clearly. He put away his books because he was tired. I'm curious to know about the show. Okay, come to practice B. We have to insert the main clause in the sentences, and I have done for you. You have to write it in your copies. I have done it for you. First one is, they are naughty because they were making mischief. Second, they didn't pay the tax because they didn't like the tax policy. And the third one, I have fracture in my leg. I didn't participate in the competition. And the last one, I wanted to know whose name was Ned. Now come to next page. Here practice C, it is homework. You have to do it on your copies. You have to underline the second clause of phrases in these 4 statements. Come to the extended exercise. Here we have to start the second clause with the following words. And I have done for you. I am going to read it and it will be clear to you. First one is so. I have written it like this. The rain started, so we left for home. Second clause is starting from so. The man looked around and entered the train. Third one, you must work hard if you want to get success. Fourth one, he went to sleep after finishing his work. Fifth one, although it is raining, but we have to go to home. You can see that in this way we have inserted all these words in the beginning of second clause, and it will be more clear to you if you read it again and again. Lesson is done. Thank you so much.